is a video presentation of an architectural capstone design project in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Architecture held in December of 2002. The title will be MARAHUYO, a proposed mid-rise condominium complex through biophilic architecture and sustainable approach. The project is a condominium complex intended primarily to offer numerous housing units in a safe and secured facility, incorporating modern construction techniques mixed with the locals' cultural adherence and the character of the facility. Among cities and municipalities across the country, Quezon City had the most inhabitants. Given that, the city faces rapid densification and the residential development that led to increase in the demand. And having a condominium complex that would give people a massive amount of housing units without taking much of the land area would be one of the best solutions. The problem that the project is facing are as follows. How can Quezon City seek a kind of development that prioritizes conservation and offer its citizens a good quality of life for a growing population? What architectural approach is best suited for the project to create an effective development that will have a long-lasting benefit? How can the project combat sprawl as it diminishes ecological security? What efficient spatial design should be employed to facilitate future users' needs? And how can the user's quality of life be improved by the proposed project? MARAHUYO aims to not only provide a residential unit but also to design a condominium complex incorporating biophilic architecture as well as sustainability as an approach. Also to redirect the rapid urban sprawl, as well as to improve the integrity of the city's environmental landscapes and its distinctive character. Also to create a compact community that would accommodate and support its residents' demands. The client would be the Rixons Corporation, which is physically located at Fairview, Quezon City. The project is a condominium complex on a corner through lot bounded by the BIR Road, the Quezon Avenue, and EDSA. The project scope and limitation will be based on the standards of the Quezon City zoning for land use and building height, the National Building Code of the Philippines, Fire Code, and Plumbing Code for the space allocation. This is the design process. So the chart depicts the designer's movement through each stage of the project. The first one would be the problem discovery and identification, followed by the data gathering, the ideation, the identification of the design constraints, providing solutions, enhancement and revisions, then followed by the presentation of the final output. Chapter 2 is about the site justification. Site assessment is crucial to the infrastructure success. This is a thorough examination of the property subject matter and the environment that will aid the project's rationale and design. Taking into account the size, accessibility, kind of soil, and other factors of an existing site, the site's drainage, terrain, temperature, orientation, vegetation, as well as its susceptibility to natural disasters, as well as the socio-economic and cultural factors such as the site's potential, the ease and access to the main road, whether the lot is located in an urban area, the accessibility to significant existing facilities and building, and the compatibility with the adjacent lot. The legal institutional factors such as the land use and zoning, the ease of ownership, the cost, and the compatibility with the adjacent lot are also taken into account. The site is evaluated based on natural, environmental, and physical factors, followed by the legal, institution, and aesthetic factors. Next would be the socio-economic and cultural factors. The site with the highest points based on the site selection criteria is Site B, which is geographically located at the Liman, Quezon City. It has accumulated points of 94 points in natural, environmental, and physical factors, 96 in legal, institutional, and aesthetic factors, and also 96 in socio-economic and cultural factors. The proposed project is well suited to Site B due to the following factors. The land area of the property subject matter is enough to accommodate all the spaces required for the proposed project. The land is highly accessible to the main road as well as the pedestrian, making it easily accessible. The land is not vulnerable to any natural hazards. The land is massive enough and has enough space available for any future expansion to meet the demand. The site is easily accessible and close enough to well-known spots. And the site is also in a walkable distance to public transportation terminal. Quezon City's geography is characterized by undulating hills. The city lies within the catchment region of 5 river systems, with a combined length of over 200 kilometers, including the Marikina River, Pasig River, San Juan River, Tuliahan River, and Mekawayan River, as well as its streams and tributaries. For the kind of soil, according to a survey by the Bureau of Soils and Water Management, Quezon City contains 5 soil types, namely the Novaliches Loam Series, San Luis clay, San Manuel clay, Burgos clay, and escarpment. The Novaliches Loam Series is one of the most frequent soil type across the city, sometimes known as adobe. It is a firm and compact kind of soil. This is for the disaster risk and climate change. This is the wind hazard map. This is the flood hazard and vulnerability map. This is the earthquake hazard and vulnerability map. And as you can see here, the main natural land use concerns identified in Quezon City are flooding, earthquakes, and increased temperature, as well as human-caused hazard like fire. This is the microsite analysis. This would be the sand path. This is the main roads. As you can see, it will have a noise pollution here. And this would be the southwest monsoon, also known as Sabagat. This is the northeast monsoon, also known as Amihan. For the topography, the terrain of the city, which is located on the Guadalupe Plateau, is mostly undulating, with alternating hills and flats. The southern part of the city features a flat topography, while the northern half is undulating and culminates in the Novaliches Reservoir or La Mesa Dam, which holds the water supply for the majority of the region. The location is accessible by a variety of interconnected modes of transportation such as buses, EJPs, taxis, vans, various utility vehicles, and tricycles, to name a few. The property subject matter is geographically bounded by EDSA, Quezon Avenue, and BIR Road. For the utilities, the main producer, or provider of electricity would be Meralco. Then the north and west of the city are under the concession of Maynilad, while the southeast is under the concession of Manila Water. For the telecommunications, it is actually provided by a several one, and to name a few are PLDT, Bayantel, Digital, Multimedia, and Eastern Telecommunication Services. This is for the climate. So this is the maximum and minimum temperature for the entire year. This is for the sunlight. This is the precipitation. This is for the rain. This is the humidity. And this is the wind speed. This is the initial schematic design. As you can see, we have access for Habagat and we have access for Amihan, so we can maximize the wind throughout the year. So the following are the laws and guidelines on which the proposal will be based to formulate a design that is efficient and functional according to its use. We will consider the National Building Code of the Philippines, Accessibility Law, the Fire Code of the Philippines, and the amended Quezon City Zoning Ordinance. So this would be the zoning classification. So the condominium complex is classified as residential R5. This would be for the total gross floor area. This is for the parking. This is the building height limit, and this is the ISA and USA. And this is for the setback, the minimum setback. We will also consider under Rule 8 of the National Building Code the ceiling height, the size and dimensions of rooms, airspace requirements, window openings, vent shafts, ventilation, and artificial ventilation. This is the Fire Code of the Philippines, the Republic Act number 1378, or the Accessibility Law, the Green Plumbing and Mechanical Code Supplement. And this is under the Accessibility Law. For the environmental systems, considering the direction of the structure as well as the windows and their sizes, because of its inherent capacity to ventilate and expel filthy air. Well-insulated structures require less heat-producing power, such as artificial ventilation. Water conservation techniques such as rainwater collecting and recycling help reduce the amount of fresh water used and consumed. This would be for the structural system, so we will be using masonry pier foundation, reinforced concrete slab, rigid structural frame, and Dutch gable roof. For the utility systems, we have the HVAC system that includes centralized air conditioning unit, the air handling unit, and the cooling tower, as well as the cistern, rainwater storage, the elevator. Then for other technical issues, we have the CCTV system and the smoke detector. And for the specialized allied services, we have the architectural interior services, structural engineer, sanitary engineer, site development planning, security evaluation and planning, building testing, and commissioning. For the case studies, we have the MARAHUYO Residences, which is located in Pasig City. This is the One Surrendra, located in the BGC. And for the international one, we have the Corals in Keppel Bay, located in Singapore. This is for the under Rule 7 and 8. So we have the formula here and the limits. So the user analysis, we have the residents and the staff. This is the space analysis. So as you can see, this is the spaces that will be planned. This is the bubble diagram. This is for the amenity area, and this is for the admin building, and this is for the residential building. This is the matrix diagram. This is the space programming. This is the design constraints. So we have the economic, environmental, ethical, safety, and sustainability. This is the initial design translation. So from I, then it will go. So architectural character would be biophilic architecture. In essence, the basic aim of biophilic architecture design is to incorporate natural world elements into architectural environments by employing botanical shapes and forms instead of straight lines. The innovations would be smart building, access control, security system, lighting, HVAC systems, and other systems are automated using by variety of solutions. They improve efficiency, safety, and comfort while offering cost reductions that are more closely aligned with the objective of the property owners, employees, and managers. The highlights would be ridge, vent, and skylight, and the concept would be terracotta rain screen wall cladding, perforated metal panels, exterior shading system, aluminum composite panels, sustainable concrete, and this would be the project cost analysis. And this is the 17-line cost analysis. That's all. Thank you.